Good evening, everyone. I am Doğa Umaç, student liaison of IEEE Turkey section Women in Engineering Affinity Group. Hope you are okay. And this is our first global event, and we are hosting dear Sally Musonye. She is Region 8 SAC-WIE representative. Am I right? Is there any problem with your voice?
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we are on live right now.
Okay, awesome. Can I get started? Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I am Sally Musonye. I'm the Region 8 Student Activities Coordinator for Women in Engineering student branches. I am an electrical engineer working in Kenya and very, very happy to connect with you all this evening. Allow me to share my presentation with you, a brief one for the night. Okay. Doc, just confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it now.
Thank you very much. So tonight we are going to look at the volunteer experience for Region 8 Women in Engineering members and the opportunities that are there for our members across the region and specifically across the Student Activities Committee and the Women in Engineering committees. Looking at the Women in Engineering Committee in the Region 8, we are several volunteers, and our chairperson is Maria from the Switzerland section. We have Anna, who is our past chair from Germany section, and Margarita from Portugal, who is a member of the Region 8 Women Engineering Subcommittee. The other members are Wafa from UK and Ireland, Dora from Greece, Cassie from Greece, and Saif from Tunisia. The three members are members of our digital communication team. And we have Samina, who's the ex officio member for the committee. Briefly, through our overview of our activities this year, we have a detailed presentation for all our events and initiatives that includes the annual reports and all our engagements that we have had across with our members that we can see on the Region 8 Women Engineering website and also across all our social media platforms. The aim of this is to encourage and to promote visibility for women in engineering affinity groups across the region, globally and regionally. We participated in a number of important and flagship conferences, and this participation includes roles such as panel session, speakers, tracks, and also hosting workshops for our members. Finally, is the digital communication, where we believe that it is an important aspect in terms of attracting members and creating visibility for our members. So what we do in the digital communication platform is that we promote our member activities on our website and on our social media platforms. Some of the conferences that we have taken part in has been in the judging of the Region 8 Women Engineering Awards, and the most prestigious one for WIE is usually the Clementina Sadu Award. And for our student members in Turkey, I'd like to encourage all of us to focus on this particular award. It is really prestigious, especially at a general level, and submit your applications and your nominations. We have Women Engineering Outstanding Student Branch, Outstanding Section. So please submit your submissions for these awards once they come up in the course of the year. Participation in the Region 8 Student and YP Conference. This year, it was taking place in Tunisia between the 3rd and the 6th of August, where women engineering held 3 workshops and 1 panel discussion. Next year, we'll have cross-sectionals. By cross-sectionals is where we have conferences for students and young professionals in smaller sections. For instance, we have Africa SYP, Middle East SYP, Hellenic SYP. So you can participate in the cross-sectionals, and the year after that is when we'll come back to the Region 8 SYP. We participated in the Power Africa Conference in August between the 22nd and the 26th at Kigali. And here first of all, we were a bronze sponsor for Power Africa, and we participated in hosting a panel session for women engineering in collaboration with the Women in Power for the Power and Energy Society. We participated in RTSI conference between the 24th to 26th of August in Paris, France, where we had a 1-hour slot presentation. We had the Women Engineering Pilot at the IEEE Assist 12 that was hosted by Region 10. The importance of this collaboration between the region is to exchange ideas and also to benchmark and see what other sections and affinity groups are doing. At this point, I'd like to mention that as WIE Turkey, you are free and encouraged to collaborate with different sections and affinity groups across the region. You could have collaborative meetings, webinars and presentations, or even keynotes, and participation amongst your conferences. It is highly encouraged for us to be able to grow and expand our knowledge and information amongst our members. Finally, the participation at the Egypt SYP in September between the 8th and the 10th, where we had a keynote speech about what can we achieve, what can women engineering achieve? When we come together, what can we achieve together? Next is just an image of some of the photos from our event participation. First is the Congress in Tunisia, the SYP, where we had the workshop and a panel session.
I'm sorry, Sally, we cannot see the photos.
How about now? Have they loaded?
Still, we cannot see.
Okay, no worries. I will share the presentation and will be uploaded because they're embedded on the PowerPoint. Do not worry about that. In terms of the Power Africa Conference, this is a flagship conference between Power and Energy Society and Industrial Application Society, PES and IAS. And it's an annual conference that promotes positive and forward-looking discussions in the field of industrial applications and power and energy. I'd encourage us to participate in this. As women engineering, we can participate through collaboration with the Women in Power to host a panel, a keynote, and even submit papers that will be discussed and presented and published thereafter the conference. Finally, this year, we had the Region 8 meeting in Cairo, and our chair, Maria, represented us in this meeting to emphasize the importance of being technical speakers, having interventions and panels, and gaining visibility for our members in terms of our activities. Looking at the most recent events, we organized a workshop for the Students' Activities Committee and Women in Engineering Technical Paper Writing in October. The aim of this workshop was to encourage female students to participate actively in writing technical papers and submitting the same. We have the annual Region 8 Student Paper Contest. So how can we have our members submit quality papers in this particular contest and also participate actively in writing technical papers? So here we had a detailed discussion on how to write a technical paper, how to have it presented, reviewed successfully, and published. We had our annual meeting with the leadership of Region 8 Women Engineering Affinity Groups on the 29th of November. And in this meeting, we engaged various committee chairs for the affinity groups on their activities and how best can we support the activities of women engineering across the region. We had an organized women engineering student paper writing competition. And this particular competition is in line with celebration of the Women in Engineering at 25. So this year, WIE is celebrating 25 years since it was started. Now, the paper writing competition was to celebrate this particular event, and the finals were held last weekend on the 10th of December 2022. Just as an early reminder is that the student paper contest for Region 8, the deadline for submission was yesterday, and I really hope that we submitted our papers for the SPC. In terms of digital communication, collaboration within the affinity groups and cross-communication is highly encouraged, and we invite you to share with us your flyers, your promotional materials, your events, and we can promote it on our website and across our social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, and we'll be glad to connect with you. Thank you very much.
Very thank you for your presentation. However, we could only see the first slide. Can you truly pass the slides so we can see again your presentation? And if there are any questions, we can ask to you.
Definitely, I'll do that in a few minutes.
Okay. I have a question about how, as we as Turkey section, we can contribute to Region 8 events or any other opportunities or awards or any other. Is there any opportunity that we can apply as section or students individually?
Yes. So this December, we are ending the term for the sitting committee. And from January next year, we'll now have the new committee for women engineering in Region 8 that runs for 2 years. In terms of participation, could be in terms of submission of technical papers, hosting conferences, because you can host a conference, a regional conference, or a local conference and get supported at a regional level. We support by providing speakers or panelists to your events. And you can also travel to attend other events or conferences in sections or different sections across the region. That is one way that you can participate. Finally, you can participate by volunteering to some of the regional roles that are available, will be available from next year. And you can be part of the committee members as well. And submission in the regional awards is also highly encouraged.
Thank you very much. I have another question. What kind of contributions has IEEE made to you in your working life?
Thank you very much. I'll give a response to that. The contribution of IEEE in my working life by giving a snippet of my experience in IEEE. I joined IEEE as a student in university about 8 years ago, and I was instrumental in the formation of the Women in Engineering Affinity Group in Kenya. And through constant engagement and membership, I have grown professionally in terms of being a member or a participant as a speaker or a panelist or as a moderator in various IEEE flagship conferences. What this has done to me is that it has built my brand, it has built my communication skills, and it has enabled me interact better with people from diverse cultures. Because looking at Region 8, you're talking of a vast region that has Africa, that have Europe, that has part of Middle East. Looking at the diverse cultures, if you're able to interact with people from different cultures, it builds you professionally and personally. And finally, with steady volunteer work and contribution, this year I have been upgraded or promoted to the rank of senior member in IEEE. which is really great and a great achievement for most members within IEEE. And this has been a contribution of IEEE in my personal life and also in my working life, where I have received recognition at my workplace for the professional nature in terms of access to journals or technical papers in IEEE Explore, information that I can share with my colleagues, and we are able to see the standards and apply them in our working life. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So you are in the Kenya section. What are other plans and things that you do in Kenya section, or mostly in Africa section? Well, how are the projects and the events are upcoming, or is there any plan about the section, Kenya section?
Yeah, thank you once again. And in terms of the Kenya section, currently I'm the past treasurer for the section, and I'll give not a fully comprehensive in terms of our future plans because I'm out of the EXCOM now. However, I'll give you what we have done, what we are doing, and some of the future projects that we are working on as a section. We've held a number of congresses locally, and when we look at the Kenya section, we do not work as Women Engineering hosting an event on its own, or Women in Power or PES on its own. We encourage collaboration. And by this, we have joint events between young professionals, Women Engineering, Power and Energy Society, Computer Society, and the section in itself, where we all come together to host a number of events. We have distinguished lecture programs for different thematic areas, depending on the societies. We have industry visits for our student members and our professional members. We've had a technical paper writing session locally at one of our student branches a few weeks ago, actually, in November. They had a local technical paper writing event. As a section, we've had a student and young professional congress this month it was in November, the second week of November. We had our local SYP, Kenya SYP. Looking into the future, looking the past as well, we've hosted the Power Africa Conference twice during the pandemic in 2020 and 2021. Looking into the future, next year in 2023, Kenya section will be hosting AFRICON, the Africa Conference around research and thematic areas, basically the thematic areas that are forward-looking into the future in terms of technology, in terms of connectivity, etc., that has different tracks, around 7 tracks. So that will be hosted by the Kenya section. In terms of sites, we've had 3 projects that have been funded by IEEE, HSC, and SITE. And next year, we have 2 projects. One is a solar installation to a school in rural Kenya, and the second one is water supply to a community in rural Kenya. These are just some of the activities that we are doing or we have done as a section, and I believe that they have encouraged our members, or they continue to encourage our members to remain active in IEEE. We mostly collaborate with other sections across our region. For instance, in Uganda, Rwanda, Nigeria, South Africa, we continue to increase the collaboration. What can Turkey borrow from Kenya section? Last year, we had a joint event between Women Engineering Kenya and Women Engineering Turkey. I'd encourage us to build on that collaboration, even in our events beyond Women Engineering, to see how best can we increase our footprints in the 2 countries and grow better. Thank you.
Very appreciate for your response. And we have another question for you. What are the effects of IEEE on your development during your university years?
During my university years, the effect of IEEE on my development has been really positive. And I'd like to highlight 2 things. The first job I got after graduation was through an IEEE member. And we were organizing a student Then it wasn't a Student and Young Professional Congress. We used to call it linkage between industry and academia. So basically is we would have students, branches come together and have a day like a career fair. And we would invite industries to come and showcase what they do and see if they can recruit new talent from the students. And through that, I was able now to get my first job. And that is really important for me because the transition between school and work was almost instantaneous. There was a delay of about 4 weeks, that's like a month, which is really, really short. Um, so that is how IEEE has helped me transition between school and moving on into the industry. And also during my university years, there's a professor from my university who was my chairman then. He is a member of IEEE and he would encourage us to join and participate in IEEE. After university, moving on into my career, whenever I need an academic referee, it is so easy for me to always go back to him and say, excuse me, sir, hey, prof, I'll need 1, 2, 3, I need this reference from you, I need to go to this place, can you support me? And the easiest place that has always united us is IEEE. We'll either meet at an IEEE meeting or I'll be going back to my alma mater, the University of Nairobi, to deliver a talk to meet the students, and I'll meet him. So there's always a common point of reference, and we're not so much out of touch. So looking at these two effects of IEEE from my university years, I think it is really good building into my future. Thank you.
Thank you again. And lastly, what do you advise to, as we are all university students, I'm a senior student, majoring in biomedical engineering, and we have approximately 1,000 members in IEEE Turkey section, and we are all university students. What do you advise to us regarding IEEE and IEEE WIE? What can we, how can we improve ourselves? What can we do other things regarding IEEE?
Thank you. From my personal experience, I'd like to encourage you and the fellow students as you graduate to remain members of IEEE. One thing that is very difficult for students to do is to pay their membership after school because it is a very big sacrifice, especially if you do not transition easily into work. I'd like to encourage you to remain active or remain as members of IEEE. If you are not able to support your membership, feel free to reach out to the professional members in your section because as student members, you've engaged with the various professional members in the Turkey section. Feel free, not be shy, reach out even to the chair and say, hey, I'd wish to remain as a member of IEEE, but I'm not able to raise my subscription for this year. Trust you me, a member will be willing to support you, but you have to speak up. Why is that important? It will keep you in touch with the people in your career and in your profession. As a biomedical engineer, you need to remain current in terms of advances or advancements in biomedical engineering. You need to remain current in terms of technology. You need to remain current in terms of work. What industries are people moving into? And IEEE will be the best place for you. Secondly, other than just remaining active in your membership, is to dedicate your time and effort to volunteer. Volunteering is expensive in terms of resources and also in terms of time. However, it is rewarding in terms of time. In this sense, I'll give a very interesting scenario. For someone who works out, if you go to the gym, you'll go today, you'll work out, you'll come back home, look at the mirror, there'll be no result. You'll go tomorrow, you'll work out, you look at the mirror, there'll be no result. You'll skip a day or two, and some other times you might be tempted to eat the whole time equivalent to the number of hours you've worked out. However, if you keep on working out consistently, you will realize the results after some time. And the same applies to volunteering. You'll volunteer for to host a meeting today, no results. You'll volunteer to organize a conference, no results. You'll volunteer your time to be a leader, no results. However, after a year or two, the results start coming back because of your consistency. So 2 things to the students: remain as a member, and secondly, volunteer your resources in terms of time, and also in terms of sometimes it could be in terms of cost, because looking at where you might go to work or even in school, travel and all that, which is might be minimal. However, with time, you will realize the benefits in the shortest time possible than if you have that gap between your membership as a student and into your work life. I hope that was helpful.
Yeah, they are most definitely helpful for us. Thank you again for your contributions and a very beneficial presentation for us. It's a pleasure to host you as well, and I'm really glad to meet you one-on-one again. I hope we can meet each other at a global event. I'm really glad to meet you again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and definitely we will meet at a global event.
Okay.
And I hope it will be next year.
I hope so. I hope so. We have a little break from now, and we after the break we move on with Valery Chebet.
Thank you very much for having me, and have a great time, everyone. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm available. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I am so nervous. Valery?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Welcome to our event. How are you?
Valery, are you there? Can you see us?
Not me.
And we cannot see you, either your screen. Are you there? Can you hear us?
I think she has technical problem.
Yeah, there might be a technical issue.
Cause she has two profile. I think one is camera and other one is voice.
Yeah, she was logged in with her phone and her laptop. She's trying to connect, I guess. Sorry for the inconvenience. We are waiting for Valery. Hello, Valery, are you there?
Yeah, hi. I can hear you now.
Hello, I leave the stage to İrem Nur. Thank you again.
Sorry about that.
Valery, hello again.
Hello, gang.
Can you introduce yourself first?
Definitely. My name is Valery Chebet. I'm a biomedical in Kenya. Yeah, I'm a towards women leadership, water and sanitation, and women in business.
I think you have technical issue with your mic. Valery.
Yes. Did you hear me?
Yes, yes. Now I am hear you.
I have introduced. Yeah.
Your voice is a bit low.
Hello.
Hello. It's good now. Can you introduce yourself again?
Yeah. My name is Valery Chebet. I'm a biomedical engineering student at Kenyatta University in Kenya. Yeah, I'm the IEEE WIE chair in Kenyatta University Student Branch, and also a member of IEEE Women in CAS, that is Women in Circuits and Systems and Women in Power. I am also a member of Engineering and Medicine and Biology Society. Yeah, I am very passionate about women leadership, women in business, and water and sanitation. I'm a tech enthusiast and also a UI UX designer. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I introduce myself.
Okay.
I am İrem Nurgenç, and I put up in Denizli with my family, my mother and father. I'm currently a second-year student at the University of Pamukkale, Department of Mechanical Engineering. I am working as IEEE Turkey Engineering Women Student Branch responsible of global occasions. I also work as Outreach Institutions Communication Lead in Q Turkey.
Great.
It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you to these very important occasions, which is part of this day celebrations.
Okay. Thank you.
I ask you some question.
Okay.
Is IEEE WIE only for women? Most of male students think WIE is only for women.
Okay.
What do you think about it?
Personally, I think that women in engineering is not just about women. It's about interested in STEM courses or encouraging them to join STEM. But the people who are championing for we are not definitely just women. And I think that's one of the things that I've had trouble trying to explain to a lot of people. Because even in my team, I've had like chances where guys are asking me like, no, we are not coming for your events. It's just for women in engineering. And I have to explain to them that it's just about us supporting the women to grow, because we know that engineering is a male dominated world fields, but we want now to bring more ladies into the space, into the fields. So we are trying to champion for women, but the guys who are behind the scenes are not just women. We are working together with guys to ensure that these girls are getting opportunities, that these girls are seeing the opportunities that are presented to them too. Yeah, thank you.
In my university, the male students think WIE is only for women and they don't attend it. And also my team has 2 women students. They helped me.
Oh, okay, great. But for me, I think there are other chances that I've had guys coming to me and telling me like, Valery, we think that what you're doing in We is amazing, and we'd like to join hands. We'd like to help you whenever. Like, those are now my friends, the people who now understand like what is the purpose of We. And these are just not ladies. We also have guys. They come like they show up even for events. The the other month, that was on November, we had IEEE WIE festival. And believe me, when I say that most of the people who were planning for that event were not even ladies. It was a lot of guys who were in the planning committee. And I think that's one of the things that has been really interesting in us, in our student branch. Yeah.
Can you describe the events you organized?
We've had physical events, we've had virtual events and workshops, but most importantly, we collaborate with other societies. Most of the events you will find that we are joining the other societies to bring this event to fruition. We don't just work alone. We collaborate with other societies. So we had physical event. Maybe let me start with the virtual events that we had. Most of the virtual events we talk about, we just have like distinguished lectures. But when we want to have technical and capacity building events, we have to bring them physical. So around August, we had a workshop series on embedded systems. That is an on Raspberry Pi. We had a good representation of the women in engineering, and a good number of us were able to learn about the Arduino, the Raspberry Pi, yeah. And then we also had another session that was virtually on a world of opportunity awaits. That was a distinguished lecture. And then another one was on the rise of women is not about the fall of men. I think that joins with the first question that you asked me, that it's about the guys and the ladies coming together for a common good. The highlight of our events was the IEEE WIE Festival that saw together different companies, different student branches coming together. We were talking, the theme for the event was about innovation for a sustainable development. And we had guys from Autodesk, we had guys from Schneider Electric, that's a company that deals with electronics. We had people from WGitsun, that's a company that deals with solar energies. And the representation that was there was just amazing because it was not just ladies. I remember we had about a quarter of the attendees being guys, and the feedback that I got from them was like, wow, like it was really interesting.
Thank you. Do you have a presentation you can show us?
Yeah, I've been trying to share my screen. I don't know what the problem is. Let me try again.
Okay.
I'm having a problem with sharing my screen. I don't know. But I can just share a link to my slides later.
Okay. Maybe someone can help us.
Let me try something. We can just continue with the meeting.
Another
and then
question. Is IEEE WIE only for electric and electronic engineers? Most of people think it's for electric and electronic engineers because IEEE means.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. When you tell someone that you are a member of IEEE and you're trying to tell them about IEEE, the first thing they normally ask is what does IEEE stand for? So you tell them like it's the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, and they go, no, we are not supposed to be there. That's just for electrical and electronics engineers. But the truth of the matter is, it was pioneered by electrical and electronics engineers, but right now it has incorporated almost, I think, every other aspect of engineering and even outside engineering, because we find guys from medicine. Even in our school, we have guys from the School of Medicine that are in the engineering in medical and biology systems, that is EMBS. We have guys who are even from economics and statistics. And I think IEEE is not for just electrical engineers. It's open for everyone. So long as you have a passion, you can find somewhere you can fit among the societies that are under IEEE. IEEE acts as an umbrella to all these other societies. We have guys who are interested in circuits. You have circuits and systems. If you're interested in matters, electronics and light, you have photonics for you. If you're interested in water, we have Ocean Engineering Society. I mean, yeah, it's just a combination of every other field. Yeah.
We say it as engineering for everyone in our school. So another departments attends the club.
Yes, I didn't get that.
What are the benefits of joining IEEE WIE?
Oh, perfect. Some of the benefits of joining IEEE, we especially is you get to network with a local and a global community. I remember when I joined IEEE, we had like a few members in WIE, but right now we have like about 20 or more. And it's interesting how we come together, we reason together, we connect, network, and inspire each other. Another thing is you get to travel for conferences. You write your paper, submit it to conferences, and you get a chance to travel of your country. Another thing is that you also get to learn new skills because most of the time we'll find that we have projects within the school or even outside the school or competitions. And in such cases, you find yourself in a team. And being in a team, you're required to do some specific roles, whether in leadership, whether it's in technical skills, you get to learn them. I think one other thing that I'm going to mention because I've benefited from it is getting to have mentors. Mentors are people who help you, like they see something in you and are willing to bring that thing out, even when you don't see it yourself. And I think that's one of the best things that has happened to me in my career journey. Getting to know people who are willing to mentor me, who are willing to teach me, who are willing to share their experiences and inspire me. Yeah.
How can they get a mentor?
Perfect. You get a mentor by being aware of your environment. I say that because in every place that we are in, we have someone somewhere who is always willing to help you. Yeah, so be aware of your environment. Whenever you are in any place, you'll always find people who are probably interested in something that you're interested in, and then like you just have to say hi or make yourself visible. Yeah, yeah. Try to connect with them, and then tell them what you have in mind, and if possible, ask them to be your mentor. But in most occasions, for me, I've not had to ask anyone to be my mentor. They are people who are just found ourselves in the same space and finding ourselves in the same space, they kind of identified that I needed their help somehow. And they have been really impactful for me. They had to sit me down sometime, like tell me, Valery, you can learn this skill. Valery, I think you're good in this. I think you're good in this. Why don't you try this? And I think it's really been impactful for me. Yeah, that's my mentorship journey.
It's good. How can I improve my CV with IEEE?
Oh, wow, interesting. You improve your CV in IEEE by volunteering. That's the most important thing. But apart from volunteering, especially in our affinity groups, you can volunteer as the chair or in different leadership positions. I'm sure you have different societies in your affinity group, and we have like leaders in those societies, so you can make yourself visible in those societies and use it in your CV. Another thing is by involving yourself in projects. You find yourself in projects that even go mega, and you can reference these projects later in your CV by mentioning what role you are playing, the skills that you have earned from that. You mention it's like your experience. Yeah, I know there's a place in your CV where you have to talk about your experience. So apart from just being a student, you're probably a leader. Apart from just being a leader, there's a project that you took over, and yeah, pretty much.
Can you suggest an event or project for we that we can organize in our university?
Wow. For projects, yeah, there are a lot of projects that students can take. We have charity projects where you decide. I think Sally had talked about that. That in Kenya section we're looking forward to installing solar panels in a rural school. That is one of the projects. Another projects you can talk about water projects where you provide you come up with a smart technology that is able to help people in the society to maybe deter problems with their water. I don't know about the problems that are in Turkey, but when you come to Kenya, a lot of problems are mostly on water and energy. energy poverty. So if you can come up with a project that can that is able to solve these problems, well and good. So the most important thing is for you as a team to sit down together, and then you see, like, around your society, what is the thing that is troubling the people there, and how can you help them, how can you use technology to advance the humanity in that place, in those places. Yeah.
We are having a problem with sponsorship. So how can we fix that?
Sponsorship in your section or in affinity groups?
In my section.
Wow. I think collaborating with other sections would be the best option. Yeah.
How is biomedical engineering sector in Kenya? Are there any job opportunities?
Yeah, I always tell my friends and everyone around me that there are always opportunities. You just have to open your eyes and see. Uh, I know a lot of people normally, when they finish, especially in engineering, when you finish school, they tell you that you have to tarmac to look for jobs here and there. But I know of my friends who are able to even secure jobs before they graduated from school. And I think opportunities are always there. You just have to find something in you and be really good at it, and then go for it. Like, find your space and be a master there. Yeah.
We have approximately 70 V chairs in Turkey section. What are your advices as a V chair at a student branch?
You have at least 7? Sorry.
Nearly 70.
70.
70 V chairs in Turkey section.
Okay, wow. That's interesting. I think the most important thing is to get more members in WE, but not for the numbers, but to give them a chance to open, give them an eye opener to the opportunities that are out there, not just within the section, but also outside the boundaries of Turkey. Because I believe that when we come together, there is something amazing that happens. So be a leader, be an authentic and agile leader, be resilient, and make sure that the people you are leading are also getting something. They are benefiting from being members, and they're able to have fun in their volunteering experience. Yeah.
How can I purchase IEEE volunteer recognition products?
Pardon?
How can I purchase IEEE volunteer recognition products?
I didn't get the question. Maybe you can rephrase the question.
IEEE gives us some materials.
Yeah.
So how can I purchase them?
Purchase them.
Buy them?
How can you purchase them?
Yes, yes.
I don't think we purchase IEEE swags. You're talking about the swags, right?
Sorry.
You're talking about the swags.
How can I describe that? They made some pencil. For example, it's promotion materials.
Oh, like the ones that are branded, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you go to IEEE WIE website, you find that there are some guidelines on how to use the brands. We have the ones for WIE. I normally see there are the posters. We have the table mats. We have T-shirts. There are yeah, a lot of them. But for your section, you can actually, I think you can apply from the global part, and you can also ask for funds from the section, and then when you get these funds from the section, you distribute your funds in your budget so that you can get some amount going to swags. You just have to find someone who does branding, and then tell them what you want to get branded, maybe pens or caps or t-shirts or books, like notebooks. Yeah.
They are so pretty, so I want them.
Yeah, they really are.
What are the job opportunities?
In Kenya or globally?
Global.
Yeah, there are a lot of job opportunities. Um, One, you can, okay, it depends on the skill that you've acquired in IEEE or in your career. So for a biomedical engineer as myself, still a student though, but when I graduate, I can become a research, I can do research in biomedical engineering. I can choose a field under engineering, that is probably go for masters in bioinformatics or something that is related to biomedical engineering, or even outside that, and still get a job there. I can decide to form my company, make a startup, probably that deals with technology that solve problems in the society, or a tech company that deals with health equipments or sales and all that. I can also decide to be an entrepreneur. We have techpreneurs that are doing great now. And then we have like guys who are now working for different companies. So you don't have to go to that place. You can work remotely. Like if you have a good reputation in anything that you've done, in probably in your skill, the skill that you've acquired, you're really good at, say this programming language. There are people who are going to mention your name in different places, and you can find even companies who are overseas, they're getting to look for you because they require that skill in their company, so you can even work remotely. Yeah.
Most female students choose biomedical as engineering in Turkey. Is there any advice you want to give them?
Yeah. Biomedical engineering is it's still a new space, and there are a lot of opportunities to explore. Biomedical engineering is becoming the new medicine because the world is moving into a tech space. And I think biomedical engineering is the only kind of engineering that forms the bridge between healthcare and engineering. Because in the previous times, we just had people who were doing electrical going to deal with hospital equipment or something like that, or coming up with innovations that are used in the healthcare. But now you are in a space where you're able to understand and uh, be able to put a conjunction between medicine and engineering. And I think it's really a great space. It's a growing space, and take every opportunity that comes your way, that is that you're interested in. Get to learn in it, get to explore, but learn, because learning will never stop. And as it is said, that technology is moving very fast, and it's changing every now and then. Technology is really dynamic. So biomedical engineering is also really dynamic because it deals with a lot of tech in the healthcare. And I think staying up to date is one of the things. Get informed and always be willing to learn and learn and learn. Yeah.
Thank you for participating in our broadcast. We are very happy to know you and that you answer our questions. Have something to want to say?
Thank you, gang. Yeah, I'm really glad to have been here today, and I hope to have more collaborations with the Turkey section. And I'm always willing to be of help whenever you need me. Yeah, I think one of the things I would also say is networking. Networking for me has been a game changer. Whenever you have a chance to network with different people, just do it. Go for it. Connect, because it's in connecting that we get to know different spaces. I think it was also in connecting with Doga that I was able to get to know the Turkey section, and now I am here today, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for hosting me. You've really been a good host. Thank you.
Uh, We would like to thank those who watch our broadcast and see you again in the next events. I'm so happy.